Hey Leo, it's Amanda at Ambiance Intuitive Tarot, and I'm going to do your tarot reading for May 2019. I'm going to use the 78 Astral Tarot, and I will do a Celtic cross spread for you. So, what's going on with my Leo friends? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placement, Leo. What energies are coming up for you, Leo? What energies are going to be coming up for you, and what does Leo need to hear the most to get through those energies in the best way for all involved? And for Leo, of course, too. Hope you're having a great spring so far. Almost summer already. School's almost out. It's insane. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, what's coming up in May that they need to know the most? What energies are they looking at? All right, Six of Pentacles. So that's the central topic here. I will go through the cards a little bit better. I'm just going to get the spread laid out for the most part here. Leo, what's coming up for Leo? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do they need to hear the most about May 2019 or the rest of May? I will go through it one more time here, and then I will cut and pull the rest of the spread here. Okay, the Chariot is crossing the focal point here. Okay, so Six of Pentacles, Chariot's crossing. The Moon is in the Crown position. Knight of Cups is in the Root. Five of Cups in reverse in the recent past. Page of Swords in the near future. And currently in this situation, Leo, you are Ten of Wands. Your environment is the Judgment card in reverse. Well, you got some major arcanas in here. The High Priestess, another one, in your hopes and fears. And the most likely outcome, if this energy persists as is the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, Leo. So, bottom of the deck, the Hierophant. So let's talk about that first, and then we'll get into this spread here for you. Hierophant in reverse. Hierophant's all about tradition, beliefs, systems, old belief systems that were just kind of inherited over generation. This could be like institutions, but I feel like this is going to be one of your old belief systems, but we'll kind of come back to this overall energy for you, okay, Leo? So we've got the Six of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles is about, this is about like give and take, but there's like a hierarchy. There's one person that's kind of giving to, it's like giving and helping, it's support, right? Those little people at the bottom, she's like handing them those pentacles, and it's like supporting somebody. And it's like, yeah, you know it's necessary, and yeah, it's your place, but you kind of feel like you're always doing more. And the reason I say that is because, I mean, that is kind of laced into that meaning of that card, but I feel like it isn't always about feeling like burdened by it, but I feel like right now it is because of the fact that the Chariot is crossing it. So this is blocking it. You wanting to rush forth and get through this, and it's just like you want to go through this. You're done. You're ready to make it happen in real life, like right now. Okay? And that is why I feel like you are feeling burdened by that, okay? In the root of this is the Knight of Cups. So I wonder if there is a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Or this could just be somebody who came in and kind of was like Prince Charming, or came in and offered love. Maybe you did. You know, it's possible. I mean, it doesn't always have to line up with the element. You could have just been in that energy. But Knights want to come in, they want to lead, they want to make change for the better, usually, and especially if it's upright, which it is. So there might have been somebody, this might be love, that came in and offered love, or came in and kind of like walked into your life and it was romantic or whatever the case is. They're charming, charismatic, whatever the case is, right? So that's the root of this. And Five of Cups in reverse. This is okay, I guess. This is coming out of the past. I'm going to hold it up upright, but it came out upside down. So there's this girl, and she is in a spaceship, and she is basically accepting defeat. She thinks that there's no way to get back to Earth or whatever planet she's from, and she's like really devastated. She's basically accepted her death, thinking that she's not going to make it out of that, right? But it's in reverse, so that means you're coming out of a state where you were devastated, but only because you didn't know enough. Like, you thought you were, but you were kind of like blinded hopelessness. But you're coming out of that now. You're seeing that it isn't that way, and so you've snapped out of it, right? And now you're like, well, wait, I'm just kind of doing a lot more than I should, and I just don't want to be. Like, why? Like, why am I pulling the weight here, right? And then the moon is like what you want, but what you want is hidden. So I feel like the moon, it talks of hidden things, subconscious things. However, the moon illuminates. The moon unveils, okay? So when the moon comes out, it suggests that there might be something that comes out that was once hidden, and it's all about what your intention was. So maybe there was a little bit of intention here that you didn't even see you had until later on, okay? Maybe after you realize, because these two look a lot alike, maybe after you realize that, oh, this isn't the case, and I don't have to feel doomsday and heartbroken and sit in that anymore, because I realize it's not real now, and I can do something. There is a way out, right? And so now maybe you might become aware of maybe the intention you had wasn't what you consciously had thought before, okay? Because when you shift a mindset, you know, sometimes that happens. I feel like I've gone through that so many times. But yeah, once you see something else and you see a different perspective, it's like a lot opens up to you, right? And a lot opens up to what you can perceive in your situation. So something to do with what you wanted or your intention wasn't what you even were telling yourself or others or both. But in the near future, Page of Swords. So this is somebody that gives you information. This is somebody that may be spying on you. They could be just telling you something. Maybe you just hear something, or maybe this insight comes in and you're like, all right, well, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, right? Page of Swords, he's kind of been through it, but like he's like ready to do what he has to do anyway, because I mean, what are you gonna do? You know, you got to do something. It's in the upright, and you know, he's facing back this way, so it's like, in the near future, you might have better insight towards this. I feel like this is all like, all these cards are from here over, like looking back. Maybe you kind of like decide to say something about the uneven give and take, and I'm not still sure if this is a relationship or work. I really feel like it is possible there's both here. Maybe there was an offer given to you at work. If this is a work reading, maybe somebody gave you like some sort of offer or proposition or something and made it look like it was good. Maybe they like bullshitted their way through that, right? They made it sound good and it wasn't. So I feel like maybe what you thought it was, if it isn't you realizing that your intention wasn't what you thought it was, maybe whatever this offer was from, and this could really go love or work, but either one it is, like whoever offered you something, it wasn't what it seemed. it wasn't as good as they made it out to be, whether that's the relationship, how they were, or how they felt, or the raise, the job, the opportunity, oh, it'll get better here then, or whatever offer they gave you or made a deal with you about, like, it wasn't what it seemed. And so once you kind of snap out of this state, you kind of see it, because you're like, all right, well, I'm doing more, and I should have what I want yet. I should kind of be able to go forth with the Chariot. And it's like, there's that fire, and it kind of looks like, I don't know, it matches almost. Like, it's like you feel like you should be able to reap some of the benefits of all the work you've been putting in. And you're like, I feel like you've been waiting for a while, whether this is love or work. It's like, whatever this is that you feel like you've been doing because you were promised something, you were doing all this for a reason. And I feel like it's because somebody told you something, or offered or gave you something that wasn't as it seemed. And so now you're like, wait, because this Chariot wants to make outward manifestation happen. Okay, he really wants to charge forward, and it's impulsive, and it's like once you snapped out of this, like, you wanted to rush out of this situation. So whatever became unveiled to you that wasn't apparent before, something to do with this Knight of Cups. It could be somebody just sweet talking you, and maybe like something happened, and you're like, wait, that wasn't right. That's not what we agreed or what was presented to me, and you're kind of maybe stuck here for a while. But I feel like you snapped out of this. It wasn't what it seemed. And you know, it could be very well that a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius comes in and tells you something that makes you see this. Because this isn't something that's happened yet, Leo. This is in the near future. So a lot of times this is a messenger. This is information. This is communication or insight. It could be spying. I don't think so, though. I think that somebody tells you something, whether they knew it was going to tell you something you needed to know or not, something came together for you and you realized something. Whatever this moon was, you realized it because of this swords that's coming up, this Page of Swords, in the near future. And then where you are right now, you're like at the point where you're so close that you feel like you might as well see this out. You've already put so much work into it. It's almost over, whatever this is, whatever this long haul is. And I feel like it's whatever's been keeping you from going forth with the Chariot. Whatever this whatever weight you're pulling that's more than what the others are, and what support you're giving that's more, that isn't being reciprocated, it's almost over. Because 10s are close of a cycle. So it's literally that point right when it ends and right before a new cycle begins, okay? So this is almost over regardless. So whether or not this turns out the way you really want it to, it's almost over. And I feel like where you are right now is you just kind of want to see it out at this point, because you've already put so much into this, right? And then in your environment, there is a lack of judgment. Somebody's not seeing the truth here, and it's in your environment. Your environment isn't seeing something. So I feel like if this is work, they're not appreciating you, and they're telling you stuff just to keep you coming, like stringing along, telling you a deal that wasn't as it seemed, for reasons that you don't know. But whatever it is about your environment, it's like a lack of being able to make judgment. And it was in reverse. So it's like coming out of a state of non-judgment. It's facing down towards this 10 of Wands too. It's like upside down, pouring onto this. Like those souls that are like stringing out. It was above it. So it's like this long haul, this cycle coming to an end is also, this environment is also coming out of a state where before they were very clouded in judgment, okay? So maybe they're also seeing something too, whether it's all the work, you finally get some credit for what you've done here, and it's like you're finally getting your environment to come out of their like coma, right? And like obliviousness to your, you know, the offset of weight you're pulling, the more like all that you're doing to carry this, like all of the stuff you've been doing all this time, whoever's putting you off, okay? And then in the hopes and fears, we have High Priestess. So High Priestess is all about spirituality, intuition, connecting to spirit. And you're really hoping that you can get some insight with this. I feel like you've been jerked around a little bit here, Leo. Whether this is love or work, really. You're really hoping you can, like, feel your gut instinct here. And you're kind of fearing that you won't, okay? Ace of Pentacles in reverse, this is a delay. That's the last thing that you want to hear right now. Ace of Pentacles, Hierophant in reverse, it's like you need to do something not traditional here. I feel like what you've always done, Leo, in this case, is let people, like, buy your time. Like, buy more time, keep you going a little more, give you a little more false hope. And whatever you've been doing all along that hasn't been working needs to be shaken up. The Hierophant in reverse is like needing to break free of those old belief systems and old norms and fitting in, and stop worrying about fitting in and try to break out of that shell and be untraditional. So it's like the Ace of Pentacles at upright is about opportunity, new business, a start in business, new job, new hobby, passion, whatever, but in the reverse is a lack of it. So it's not that it's not going to happen, it's just not going to happen when you thought. And I know that you're like, whether this is coming to an end or not, you're feeling like it definitely should be. It's like definitely due time in your eyes, and you're really trying to hang in there because you've already put so much time and effort into this. But you know what? You're either going to or you're not. And I think, you know, this is one of those things. It's like you're either going to give up here, because to go from the 10 of Wands to the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, it's like you almost made it, you gave up, and now you have like a delay in this new beginning with Pentacles. Or you completed it and you do get, you leave your job. Maybe you leave your job. But whatever it is, lack of new beginning, something to do with value, something of money, tangible, anything materials. It's just a delay. It did show up though, so that's good, because that means if you did want that and you know that it is something you're desiring, it's still possible. It's just going to be put off for a period of time, and it could be right there. But here's the thing, I don't know why it is I'm feeling like maybe you don't really care that much. You might not see that as a bad thing, weirdly enough, because maybe you're like, you know what, because this is a buildup of energy, and it's either just about done and you're just finishing up and waiting for the cycle to start over or give you a new one. And it's like you either do finish that cycle and you're like, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. You can have your pentacle back. Right? But I feel like whatever this moon character is here, whatever was hidden, whether it has anything to do with this Knight of Cups or not, well, of course it does, but it also has something to do very deeply with this Five of Cups in reverse. Whatever it is that, excuse me, whatever it is that you had to go through that really hurt, whatever it is that made you feel devastated, that made you feel like you had to, like, pull yourself out of it emotionally. Like, it's like you're so focused on what you lost that you're not seeing what you have. But that's what you're coming out of. So it's not what you were doing, it's what you're coming out of that. You've done that a while ago. Like, this is recent past. Farther past, you were in that. In the recent past, you're coming out of it, okay? You're coming out of that. And I'm wondering if there was a little bit of healing here that hadn't been finished up, or what you really wanted was to make that better, and that was your intention this whole time with that moon card. Really, you just wanted to have what you lost. But you came out of that state the moon illuminated that for you. And then, you know, this Page of Swords come in. I want to pull a clarifier for that Page of Swords here for Leo, May 2019. In the near future, what is this Page of Swords? What more information can I learn about this for Leo? What else about Page of Swords here in the near future? What is more information? Is it somebody or just insight or information? King of Cups. So this has something to do with this guy. Okay? Maybe this Knight of Cups might be a good thing. Maybe the Knight of Cups is what pulls you out of this Five of Cups in reverse. Maybe there's a water sign that comes in. Okay? Because this was the root. And then this was my clarifier for the Page of Swords. Whatever it is, whoever, whether this is your emotions, maybe that's why you were doing this, is because you were trying to pull yourself out of that state because you're really stuck there. And you felt like you were giving so much, but you knew why you were doing it. Like that moon card, that hidden intention. Maybe that's what it was. Or this is somebody in your life that is acting in the water element. And they're the ones who tell you something. They're the ones who give you some new information. They're the ones that give you some clarity, whether it's good or bad. I don't think it is. I want to do another clarifier here because I just don't feel, none of those came out reversed, like, and I don't feel that. It's like you really wanted to get out, maybe wanting to get out of giving more than others had to, or having more responsibilities. Really wanting to like skip the steps, almost like just plow through that and get it over with and get out of that. Maybe that's because of that Five of Cups in reverse, that like illusionary hopelessness, like being abandoned and kind of like screwed, right? Like really made you want to get out of having all this responsibility. And whatever water sign this is here, it's like wanting to really hold that part dear of you. It's like maybe what you want here really can't, or the reason I keep saying almost like Cancer is because maybe you are dealing with Cancer, is because the Chariot here is crossing you. So I wonder if maybe you're dealing with a Cancer who's keeping you from supporting something, supporting your healing. Or maybe a Cancer is blocking you from supporting that healing, or you could just really just want that support for healing, because it's like this moon is looking back at this sorrow that you've just snapped out of, but like, you know, it's there now because the moon illuminated it, right? It was hidden before, but now that you know, it's like you have all this responsibility and all these people wanting this stuff from you, but now things are changing because you know something big now that you didn't before. And you're like, I don't want all this responsibility. I don't want all this extra work. I don't want all of this unbalanced give and take, right? You want out of that. And something happens with a water sign, whether they offer you out of this or they tell you some information about this. And you either give up or find a way out. Maybe you speak your mind. Maybe that's what that Page of Swords could be. It's like you speak your mind about, hey, I know now something. This was my emotional trauma that I just finally figured out, and I need to heal from that. And it's kind of changing what I want here, and I don't know if this is what I want anymore. Because you're so, like, to the point where it's like, well, shoot, I've already put this much time and effort. Do I give up? You're to that 10 of Wands, like, all right, you know, I better at least see it out for this little bit because it's so close. But it's like, gosh, you know, it's, do I even care, you know? Like, you're so close to even just, like, maybe just chucking it and going. And it's like, at the same time, your environment is, like, starting to see what they didn't see before with this Judgment in reverse. Can I get a clarifier here on this Ace of Pentacles in reverse for Leo, May 2019? I want to clarify that outcome, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. What more information can I learn about this Ace of Pentacles in reverse for Leo for May in the outcome position? What is this? Okay. Okay, so Queen of Pentacles with the Star reversed. I feel like this is going to be, you're not connecting into your inner security here. You don't think you can handle this, but you can. Because the Queen of Pentacles is all about security and safety and confidence, and it's inner, okay? Because the Kings are usually outer manifestation, Queens are inner. Star in reverse is like not being able to tap into that intuition you have. And you're also, it's like you're not tapping into the intuition. You're not able to feel it. You're not waking up to something else about, like, yeah, maybe you realize there was this sorrow that you had to come out of that was holding you down. But I feel like there was something else going on too. It's like you aren't focusing on what it is that you already have, and it's got something to do with your spirituality and your inner confidence and your security. You're not seeing something about that, and so it's almost like you don't think you can handle this right now because what you just came out of, but it's like this responsibility, but you can. It's like you aren't seeing the strength that you have, the inner strength that you have, and Leos usually know that. So if you aren't feeling like that, yeah, I mean, it would be very tough because something must be really wrong then, because, you know, that's not the energy of a Leo typically, which is okay because, you know, you're not always going to be exactly like Leo, you know, you're going to embody all the elements and all the archetypes, you know, throughout your life on and off. But, you know, there's something here that is about your not seeing your potential. You're not seeing what you can do here. You're kind of like letting this get in your way, and there's like some offer here, an insight that comes in, and you're still wondering if you should still do this anymore. And you're gonna either delay this or lose this opportunity, because you think that you can't handle it when you can, or because you aren't using your intuition enough. Like you're just so fixed on whatever it is that you're caught in your head about, and you're getting stuck on something that is keeping you from seeing something else. And I feel like there's something that comes in that tries to give you some information soon, so watch out for that. That might help you, because it's like something comes in and maybe tells you, you know, you can do it, right? Because it's like, he's like, you can do it. You do have what it takes. You have it. But you feel like you don't want to do it anymore. And which, you know, that's totally your MO, right? But it seems like if you don't want this to go forward anymore, and this isn't something that you know is in alignment with you, to do with whatever you feel overburdened by, that you want out of, if that's not what you want anymore, then this is a good reading, because it's not going to happen. This came out upside down. It'll either be delayed or you know, taken off of your path, because that might be what you want, and that's great. It's if that's the case, then this is a good reading. But if that isn't the case, then what I have to say for advice for you is to do something that you haven't done before. Like whatever tradition you might be stuck in, it might be a belief that you're stuck in, you know. It could be that, or whatever it is that isn't, that you're just now being maybe brought to awareness about, that's a little bit more of like emotional stuff that needs to be sorted out and cleared out. Whatever that is, if it hasn't been healed, that's where you need to start. If you don't want to discontinue this situation, or that you may feel overburdened by and want out of right now. If you do want this to kind of like just fall off of your responsibility list, then I would say keep up what you're doing. That is going to happen. People are going to start understanding with this judgment in reverse, this coming out of a lack of judgment, and you're coming close to the end here. Okay, you're almost done. And so you won't have to do this anymore. You won't have to distribute that pentacle anymore. If that's what you want, then that's awesome. So if not, just look into whatever that emotional thing is from the past that you feel like you might have gotten over, but maybe just not all the way yet, okay? There might also be something untraditional about this situation that you're in, and I feel like it maybe could trigger you a little. This might be triggering you, and it's maybe just not worth the toll that it takes on you. Okay? So that might very well be the case here.